Our particle accelerator is the biggest, most specialized X-ray device you're likely ever to see. It's an underground tunnel that goes underneath Cornell's football field, and all the experiments are done in the basement of Wilson Laboratory.
Researchers from all over the world come in with their experiment, and every time that they needed software, they would have to request it from us, which meant amount of time for us to get to that project and actually get it installed, get it tested, and then get it out there.
Everyone's getting slices of time to do the research that could be as little as 4 hours. So we would need to make sure that they're not being held up by a computer not being set up sufficiently for them.
Our usual ways of installing software just were not working. And it was very hard for us to make computers interchangeable. We began looking for virtualization solutions, and one of my team members came across a mention of AppsAnywhere.
I found out about AppsAnywhere back in 2018 on the Windows Higher Ed mailing list. And once I started reading about the technology, I was thinking this might solve this problem we have.
AppsAnywhere allowed us to focus more on base images that were uniform across the lab. Users could then do the installations for themselves. It is really intuitive to use. They just go to this website, browse through and pick out the software that they need.
It copies a small portion of the application that's necessary to run, and then it launches the application itself, but in the background it continues to download the rest of the package. During that time, it is as if the application is actually installed on their computer.
When a user is done using a piece of software, they can choose to keep it on their computer, or they can just devirtualize it, which frees up the disk space for other things. Our researchers are using AppsAnywhere on lab-managed devices and their personal devices with virtually every piece of software that we use at the lab.
This solution enables us to spend more time looking at security initiatives, for instance, configuring security holistically across the environment, which is just a big deal in 2021.
One of the things that drew us to AppsAnywhere was the level of support that we got for creating packages and helping us through more difficult projects. We're looking at expanding our catalog on the portal, incorporating much larger software suites.
When our campus closed, AppsAnywhere allowed us a continuity of our operation. We could deploy software remotely to anybody working at home as if they were working at the lab.
We didn't have to worry about licensing as much either because it had a very small footprint on any machine that they were on. The less they have to know about computers, the more they can focus on their research. It means that we're doing our job properly.
Working with AppsAnywhere is a long-term commitment for us. We have gotten so much support and so much value out of the experts at AppsAnywhere that they are really partners with us in deploying our IT services.